Hi guys, welcome back to this weekly outlook. Let's get started. So, this live session is mostly because I cannot show up on Sunday. So, I'll be doing an outlook on what's going to happen next, even next week. So, I'll show you mostly potential setups for next week. As it's Friday, the market is closing in 4 hours. So, uh, there's not really much time to entering new setups at the moment. So it's mostly for next week, and yeah, let's get started. So yeah, we have a question. I'll just answer the question first. You could look at gold. I'll just start by saying that I'm not really looking at any setup on gold. I got stopped out at break even on gold. So although the trend is bullish on the longer time frame, now it's been forming an H1 downtrend, as you can see. So I'm not really looking for any position. I'm mostly looking for longs on gold. So yeah, for now, after being taken out at break even here, I'm not really looking for any trade. And right now, gold is more in a consolidation area, is more um, contained between this area. So I want to see a much more clear momentum to go long, but I will consider a trade if price retests this level here. So if price comes back on this zone, I will look for a potential entry to go long on gold, to also for the long term, as this is more of a swing idea. So yeah, so after looking at gold, let's go over uh, all the pairs we have to look. So EuroCAD, this was analyzed on the last weekly outlook, I believe. Not too sure, uh, but it was pretty much breaker retest to go long. Actually, no, this wasn't really covered on the last weekly outlook, as price was still around here. EuroCAD price has been going on a quite a bullish trend, very much lots of strength. So we have this most recent break, this key level, price coming back to the zone and rejecting with a bullish engulfing candle, very strong, giving a hint to go long here. I do see also a long on USD CAD, which is the other setup. I'll show you very soon. UNZD, this was analyzed on the last weekly outlook. Uh, this key level here, as I said, was the level for the setup to go long. We had pretty much clean break, retracement back on its own. You couldn't really enter here as this wasn't really a bullish engulfing candle. But on this retracement pullback, we have very strong rejection on the H4. You could see this three candlestick pattern with the bullish engulfing candle. So this was a potential retest area with a rejection and a bullish engulfing candle, targeting the high. Now the price has formed a bullish structure also on the H1, breaking out of this high with this high here. So potentially a pullback and a continuation is very likely. USGD, there's not really much besides that. Yeah, this was no trade. USD didn't act on this trade, but you can see that price respected the analysis perfectly. I said that I was looking for price to pull back. This was on Sunday when I did the outlook. I was waiting for price to pull back and look for a potential entry to go long. That's where price reacted around this area and continued higher with a very strong momentum, making a new high. So if you've taken a trade on based on the analysis on the weekly outlook, well done. This was respected very nicely. GBP finally, still continued lower. It didn't really hit the target. Um, it was very slow week for the CHF pairs in general, not only GBP CHF. GBP JPY, this was on stop loss. Not really any trade at the moment on GBP JPY. Yeah, USD CAD is a potential trade to go long. This was covered on the last weekly outlook as well. We finally, I'm inside. I'm in this trade. First target is around here, 1 to 1, but you could hold all the way up here to 2.7 risk reward ratio. So we have this left shoulder head, sort of right shoulder retest on this neckline. Price rejecting now with a bullish engulfing candle. I did a very aggressive entry, but yeah, not really, but pretty much this was a bullish engulfing candle 2 hours ago. So this setup is still valid for an entry. Um, so the reason because the reason of this setup is we come from a downtrend, price inverted the trend with a break above these highs. Then we have the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we're testing this neckline with quite a bullish momentum breaking out of this high. Not only that, we can see on the weekly time frame, this is a very longer time frame analysis, we have a pretty much a bullish structure with high highs and high lows, as well as a nice rejection, bullish rejection on this key level here. You can see with the bullish engulfing candle, which is a nice signal, and this is the retest on this zone, which is showing bullish signals on the level. So yeah, pretty much a good trade to go long, going in line with the swing structure, being bullish and being in a discount area, testing a level, forming an inverse head and shoulders on this level. So we have lots of confluences. USD this was shared on the last weekly outlook and it hit the target very nicely. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, not this wasn't. Yeah, this was the last weekly outlook actually. Yeah, this was the last weekly outlook. We shared this setup and hit the target. You can go back and rewatch the video on YouTube, and price was here, and I called out this move just like the other moves, uh, and continue very like correctly on the direction, hitting the target very nicely. USD JPY, I was looking for a breaker retest to go long here, but price just continued higher. This was a lower time frame trade. This clean break, retest on this level, retest going long here, but price just gapped up, had a gap up. Price went back to fill the gap. Here you can see how it filled the entire gap, and then just went straight up with a very strong momentum to the upside. So now I don't really see any trade on USD JPY. Yeah, it's forming a bearish structure now. You could have caught these head and shoulders probably. This was a very nice setup. I didn't enter, but this was nice head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, and the right shoulder here on the neckline. Also, again, another good signal is price breaking below the previous low with the low of the head and shoulders. So very good signal of price forming a bearish break before testing the neckline to go short with this head and shoulders. So very good setup. You could have entered at the engulfing candle here, bearish engulfing candle, as you can see. It is a bearish engulfing candle on the level, so this is the entry indication to go short. Targeting the low, very easy trade if you enter. Um, yeah, the moment price is still bearish, so any setup I will look for a bearish setup to go short. We do have this level, but I don't really enter based on this level. I usually look at the most recent key zone. So at the moment, I don't really see any key level to take a short from, but I do expect maybe pullback and then continuation to downside on USD/JPY on a tactical perspective. AUD/USD, I'm looking for the breaker retest to go long. The reason why I'm looking at this key level to go long is also the fact that price broke out of the most recent highs, making a new higher high. So it's confirming the uptrend. So confirming the uptrend, I'm looking for this retest on the zone for a potential trade to go long if we have a rejection on this area. And the DCHF, yeah, this was an old trade that finally hit the target this week. If you made the re-entry on this point here, I um, so it was a potential point to re-enter. I shared this on one of the last weekly outlooks, and price continued downwards, respecting analysis. NZD-JPY, I was looking for this inverse head and shoulders, but price didn't feel it. Didn't really feel the head and shoulders, but at least it can respect the analysis shared on Sunday of a pullback and then continuation higher. Although it was a very slow continuation to the upside on NZD-JPY, very slow momentum. CAD-JPY, this is a potential setup for next week. We have an inverse head and shoulders with left shoulder, head, and potentially right shoulder to go long here. Right shoulder, and then potentially a continuation higher to go long on CAD-JPY, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. CHF-JPY, another potential setup for next week. Uh, it's unlikely that price will retest its zone, but I recommend entering the setups on next week. It doesn't make sense to enter now and pay the swap fee for holding the trade over the weekend and also taking the risk of gaps. So I will just recommend taking this trade at the beginning of next week, since this week is now over. But yeah, pretty much clear bullish structure with the high highs and high lows. We have the clear break here, most recent key area being this one here. We have a 61.8 in line with the zone. So we only need a slow pullback on this key area, and this will confirm a very high probability trade to go long on CHF JPY. So yeah, just wait for this pullback and for a potential entry indication on this key area. Yeah, and gold, I already covered gold at the beginning of the outlook. Yeah, as always, this is recorded, so you can rewatch anytime you want. So yeah, it's pretty much all the trades I wanted to share. Yeah, USD CAD moving nicely. Yeah, let's see how it goes. This is a trade I'm holding over the weekend because I entered um just a couple of hours ago, pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much all for this weekly outlook. So yeah, I wish you guys a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys on the next weekly outlook. Bye bye.